Let's go.
It's your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best thing. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
What's up, everybody? This is Joel Awesome. We here with another episode of Awesome Entertainment. It is the day we've been waiting for. Fantastic Four is out. It's in theaters. I went and saw it. This is the official review. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little non-spoiler review first. I'm going to do a spoiler alert. Then we're going to get into spoilers. The non-spoiler review probably going to be that long because I got to get into the spoilers. But anyway, if you haven't seen the movie and you are a diehard Marvel fan, go see the movie. You won't regret it. If you are not a diehard Marvel fan, I mean, it is what it is. You won't hate it. It is not. It is far more mature as far as, you know, tone and sensibilities than Superman. Like, it's not a. There are a bunch of jokes, but it's not, you know, childish jokes. And it's not really oversaturated with jokes. You know, they let, you know, Johnny Storm obviously is the comedic character, so they let him do that for the most part. Ben Grimm has a couple parts, but for the most part, it's a good movie, a good story, which is rare for Marvel. It's a good story. The execution was pretty good for the most part. Just for anybody like me that needs to know this, there is not a lot of action. They save it all for the end, which is, I mean, kind of predictable. You kind of knew that. There's just not a lot of action. There's a lot of story and a lot of telling, a lot of acting, a lot of, you know, feelings and emotion. But, you know, I think it's just, and I think that's kind of the issue with some of the old Fantastic Four, is just like when you line up their villains or how you put it together, there's just not a lot of action going on. Like everybody said, Galactus was fantastic. You know, Galactus looked great. They did a great job with that. They did a great job with everybody's powers for the most part. You just wish you would have got to see more. You know, I would like to see, you know, Ben's strength, like, more on display. Same with Johnny. He can do so much. Johnny Storm is so powerful. He can go supernova. I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers, but, you know, we should have saw more of his power display. Sue, we saw a little bit of hers. It was pretty cool. Reed does, you know, his stretching looks good. It looks good. I think they did a good job for the most part. You know, this is coming from people who aren't like diehard comic book fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone like me is like, you could have did this way better. You should have did this and that, this and that. But, you know, I get it. They did a good job with what they had. It looked cool. It was worth the money. You know, I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't, you know, it wasn't a revelation. You're not going to go home and tell everybody, like, this is the greatest movie. It's not. Where does this rank as far as Marvel movies? I gotta put it. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's probably somewhere in the top 20. It probably, you know what I mean? It's definitely in the top 20, I guess. Maybe top 25. But it ain't top 10. It definitely ain't top 15 or top 10. But it's a cool movie. You know what I mean? I don't know what else I can say that's non-spoilery. So, with that being said, it is time to get into the spoilers. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen it. I'm getting into the spoilers. I'm going to spoil the movie in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to just break down each character individually. This is my issue with Marvel. Y'all got to take y'all time with this shit. Fantastic Four and the Galactus story was great, but all the Galactus action was at the end. Galactus looked great, but you didn't really have a lot. Everything else in between is just filler. Now, you did a great job with the filler. It's like, this movie is like Quantumania, if you took you put way better you put better action, even though there was little to no action, and the action was kind of pointless. Like in Quantumania, he was running around with clones of himself, but there was no actual fighting or anything going on. That's kind of how this is. They had the escape scenes, and the chase down the Silver Surfer scene. But it's always an escape or a chase. It's never like a let's throw some hands, you know what I mean? Let's get down. Like Captain America versus Bucky, that hand-to-hand combat is still one of the best fights they got. And they can't top something like that. They don't never, like, Johnny doesn't really fight anybody. They all fight Galactus at the end, but even that is not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same as seeing someone put them hands on each other, or, Doctor Strange and Wanda throwing their powers back and forth. Like, it's not the same. We need certain matchups, and we don't get these matchups. Ben Grimm, you would have been better off bringing them into our universe and having them fight the Hulk, even though that's cliche and they do that all the time. Just seeing him fight an opponent that we can kind of like gauge a little bit, you know what I mean? They're all just fighting Galactus, who's a big giant. I think they should have took their time with that, even though he looked great and his reason to come get Earth, come get Franklin, the power cosmic, and take my spot. Yeah, I like that. I like all of that. Let's talk about Pedro. You know what I mean? Still should have been John Krasinski. Pedro didn't do a terrible job. I don't think anybody thought he was going to do a terrible job. He's a good actor. It's just, should have been Krasinski, would have added some masculinity. I think he was, they did display him like always thinking, and his genius is kind of his courage. I get it. So I like what they did with the character. As far as the storyline, just the visuals of the character, he never like stays stretched out. Like he's never just chilling straight. Like Pedro's almost, I don't want to say he's too short, but it's just like you needed a tall, lanky person for him to be tall and lanky all the time. The Thing never, and I don't even want to sound weird or anything. Pause, you know what I mean? But he never takes his shirt off. Like his shirt is on the whole movie. He's wearing like jackets and sweaters. And I'm like, since when does The Thing wear a shirt the entire time? He wears come on, bro. Like, The Thing is just pants. Like, he's like the Hulk. I don't want to be weird or anything. I was like, I need to see him with his shirt off. I just thought it was like very not character accurate. Johnny Storm did good. I like Eddie Munson. Stranger Things, Joseph Quinn. He did a great job. He just didn't look good, especially when they put the whole flame on him and he was talking to Shia LaBeouf. He didn't really look good. That looked very Disney Plus-ish, but I guess we can get over it. Yeah, their whole gameplay. My thing is, and this is kind of issue with Marvel and where's the realism? You're telling me the end of the world is coming and people are just calm and law-abiding and working together? Is that what happened in the pandemic? Is that what happened? Or were motherfuckers beating each other up for toilet paper? You know what I'm saying? People was beating each other up for Patti LaBelle pies. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? The world is about to end. Y'all cut electricity through the cities, through the whole world, cut electricity. No lights, no cameras, no nothing. Crime would be rampant. This universe would have turned into Sodom and Gomorrah. It would have been just nastiness. Hide your wife, hide your kids. She was right. The Herald was right. Hide your wife, hide your kids. They raping everybody out here, man. We can't deal with this. Sue was cool. I like they started off so good with Sue when they showed the clear belly. I like the clear belly because it's a unique display of power. Some shit I didn't think of. Like, let me look inside her stomach. It is a unique display of powers, and that helps the characters. We can see, I didn't think about that. The rest of the time, though, they didn't use her powers as well, I don't think. She did, throw some blast with the with her, you know, what are they, concussive waves or whatever, but like never a force field. That's kind of what she's known for, is the force field. She didn't fly. Am I tripping, or does Sue Storm fly? I thought she flies. And she never flew at one point in time. I thought maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I could have sworn she could fly. But other than that, it was a pretty cool movie. So my thing with the people in the village is, all right, first and foremost, you're talking about cutting electricity, end of the world. There is no crime, but all you have to do is give up your baby. And y'all are like, she's like, let me give this big Fast and the Furious speech about family, and now the whole world is gonna accept this and not want to give up my baby to Galactus. Lady, if you don't give up that damn baby, we got plenty of kids up for adoption. Motherfuckers get kidnapped every fucking day. We got plenty of kids for you out here. You better give up that baby to Galactus. Ain't no person just gonna accept that and be like, okay, cool. Them countries would have went to war over that baby. They would have been, bro. Somebody would have. They would have been attacked. They would have been tearing down the Baxter Building. They would have been tearing it down to get that baby. You're telling me? Come on, bro. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Yeah. Ultimately, it was an entertaining movie, well acted. You know what I'm saying? The scenes and shots were executed. It just needed more action. They don't never fight nobody. I'm gonna give it. See, I was going to give it a 7 when I left the theater. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to give it a 6.9. I'm going to give it a 6.9. It can't get a 7. It can't get a 7. But it's better than Captain America, which had action and fighting, but terrible acting. So this one, at least acting and the storyline made sense. It felt like it had high stakes. Felt like the world was gonna end. I had a little twist in it. It was a solid Marvel mid movie. But that's what it was. I haven't watched anybody else's reviews. I'm about to go on YouTube and probably watch 1,000 reviews from other people, and maybe my opinion will change. I might come back. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Hit like, share, subscribe, give you some Trust Methods gear. I'm out.
Don't play with my patience, man, they gone with the flow when they tryna fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now it's